love and longing. There is a knock on the door and everyone freezes. Jate Barlas stands up and heads over. No one is happy. The swelling has only faded just the other day, and some of them could still smell the blood or feel the wretched little stinging beasts crawling over them. She opens the door as boldly as she can, then immediately slams it with a yelp of fear. "I'm already leaving, but you need to see these documents," the dreaded sorcerer says from the other side, and then there's the sound of creaking wood. She cracks open the door ever so slightly and sees a massive tree growing in the front yard, and there is a pair of packages dangling off its branches. Written on the side are the words "urgent" and "read now." She slams the door again and refuses to come out. "Well, fuck, Vernon. You need a new plan," Koga notes from within the tree. "You know, you could actually help me rather than just watch," Vernon replies, "and miss out on this entertainment, or this wonderful lesson for the children on why intimidation has its downsides." Koga needles him. "I had no choice. They were going to murder each other if I didn't." I know, the kids will know eventually too. But they need to learn that while being scary is an answer, it's not always the best one," Koga remarks. "Besides, this is useful in another way. I suppose seeing me trying and failing to get the families to talk to me will calm down the kids." There we go. He does have a brain. "I can literally drown you in a river of blood and then turn it into acid to hide the body," Vernon remarks, and Koga pats him on the head. "Have to catch me first," Koga remarks before an illusion drops around him to reveal that Vernon's been talking to a straw dummy wearing Koga's clothes. "I know you can still hear me, and I know how you're doing that, you smart ass," Vernon states in an unimpressed tone. Inside the house, every available woman has crammed herself into rooms with the least amount of plant matter and well away from the windows, that they've literally thrown a pot with an old withered flower out a window, and their paranoia really drives it home. He warps around the house and taps on the closest window. "I just want you to take the packages." The silence is deafening. "I can tell where you all are through the walls. You're not hidden from me," Vernon says, and he feels them all scramble a bit to try and get away. "If I wanted to hurt you idiots, I would have, but I don't. It was the only way to get you to stop trying to murder each other." No answer. "So that's it? That's the courage of the Barlis? 400 years of a war with the Harkle, sacrificing everything for vengeance and justice, and you show your tails and flee the moment you face a scary sorcerer. No one even died to me. You've lost more to the Harkle, but you run from me. No wonder you lost your noble status. No wonder no battle princess has come from your line. Coward, craven." Then he jumps to the side to avoid an attack. He's forced to stop off again and again as the braver Barlas launch themselves from the house with what weapons they have left. He slides out of the path of a thin blade that hums as it passes through the air and leaves what seems to be a transparent wake of disrupted reality behind it. The wicked fast blade comes twice more, and the woman pressing him keeps up an outright impressive rhythm until she lunges forward and he grabs her wrist. There's a bit of a fight as she tries to take the weapon from him, and he lifts her into the air with one hand. Her heels slam into his ankles, knee, and there's more than one attempt at his crotch. "Glad to see I didn't break you girls. You're going to need this for what I have planned for you," he remarks as he starts walking his opponent towards the tree, with one of their own as a living, if thrashing and infuriated shield the rest do not pursue. He walks towards the tree with the packages and stands with them hanging between him and his hostage and the rest. "I'm not going to let go until someone takes the packages and reads the contents out loud for the rest to clearly hear." It's not one of the large watching crowd that steps up to read. It's someone from inside the house who opens the door and walks out. She's clearly afraid but is swallowing it back. "Hurry up, please. I'm getting bruises," Vernon notes as he mentally hopes that Miro Noir is doing better with the Harkle family. A dainty hand knocks on the door to a family home, and as a suspicious and wary face peers through the window, Noir gives them a friendly wave. The door is opened. "Pardon, Princess, but this isn't a good time." The Apuk in formal wear easily a century out-of-date states. "It's just an official delivery," Noir states. "I'm afraid there is news both good and bad for the Harkle. You are being offered a chance to regain your strength and standing elsewhere, but you are also being cast out of this kingdom. I'm terribly sorry it's come to this. But your sons are growing into sorcerers. Your feud with the Barlees cannot be allowed to continue. If the fight was merely between two families, it would be your own business, but the sheer damage that sorcerers are capable of. We're just protecting ourselves from monsters." And the Barlee are tragically saying the same thing. "Your rivalry with them has grown to the extent that it's simply too much." "I'm sorry," Noir says. "Wait a minute. You're familiar?" "Yes, we've met before. I was working with the police at the time," Noir states, and the flicker of recognition enters the Harkle woman's eyes. "I see. You have 3 weeks to leave this kingdom. Alranath is no longer your home. However, my husband and I have secured both you and the Barless new homes under condition." "What condition?" she asks, suddenly much more cautious. "That the war end." "This isn't a war, madam. This is a fight for survival against monsters who have brutally slaughtered my family like beasts," the Harkle matriarch states, and Noir absently wonders if she means they're being slaughtered by animals or being slaughtered by animals. It could go either way. "But what about our home and titles? If you'll actually read through what I've brought you, you'll realize that you're being offered both a new home and title. A path directly back to nobility, and not just in name only. However, you'll have to assume proper noble duties in defense of your new homeland, refrain from attacking the Barlees, and comport yourself with proper decorum, as is expected of nobility. Understand? So they're just going to get away with their crimes. My mother unavenged. The spirit of my sisters and aunts left to languish as their murderers walk free. Why should they get away with their crimes? And why should you get away with yours?" Noir asks. "You're clever. You've hidden the trails well, but you've killed them as they've killed you." "You have no proof," the Harkle woman says. "No, I don't, but you know. Beneath all the anger and rage, there's still a mind in there, somewhere. But you know that you've done them terrible harm as they've brought you horrible pain as well. There is no good side to this. Don't you dare get preachy with me. Princess or not, you have no idea of the depths of depravity those Barlee monsters have descended to. They deserve death and every doom and damnation that can fall on them." "I'm not here to argue with you," Noir states. "I'm here to let you know that you are banished from Alranath, and you are being offered a new home and title in the Tier Barony. You can either confirm with these official and legal proclamations and pack up to ready yourself for a move, or you can resist and find yourself not only arrested again, but have the offer from the Baroness Uth Tyr rescinded. Some choice. Keep fighting and lose everything, or walk away and regain what you've lost. It doesn't sound difficult to me. Coming from a battle princess? Yes, because one of the first things any princess learns is that she's merely another battle princess and not the conqueror of all worlds. You need to know when to consider a battle lost, and failing to do so will kill you." Noir says, "This is a lost battle. Continuing to fight will at best lead to the demise of 2 families. There is no longer a path for you to smite the Barlee without being struck down yourself. Understand that and find another way to live. But dying to kill your enemy is not a victory, it's a defeat," Noir says. "Understand this and plan accordingly. How is giving your life to end your enemy a defeat? Because it's never just one. There will never be and has never been a battle that is simply over. Even if you kill all your enemies, they still have friends, business associates, and more. There is always one more enemy, one more and more for those as well. The only way to truly win is to not only destroy your foe, but stand stronger afterwards, so those that would avenge them or spread their lies about the battle dare not step forward. A mutual kill only destroys one foe at the cost of your ability to ever fell a foe again. That is not worth it. The Harkle matriarch gives her a look of sheer stubborn pride, and Meowing meets it with a deeply unimpressed stare. It takes only a few minutes for the Harkle to crack. "This is going to be a lot of work," she says. "A lot of good work that will busy your family with something other than death and pain. You're going to a place that was recently taught that it desperately needs warriors. Your family can fill that void, find a new purpose and more. Hell, the food there is amazing too. The town you're going to be living near is well known for its ranches that have amazing flavors in the livestock. A town with good food, needing protection, and in the tier barony. Is this the home of the judge?" she asks, and Meowing nods. "I see." "Well," Meowing asks, "there is one condition." "Which is?" "Our children, you cretinous sorcerer." Jate Barley snarls in his face. After the explanation had gone in a direction, he had been able to put down his apex shield. He had taken to leaning against the massive tree that had not been growing in the family yard the other day. Simultaneously, a relaxed position and one of power. "Until you've got your home and job settled in the Gurin Duchy, you won't be in any state to care for even one of them, let alone the small army." Vernon replies, "I know, but we deserve to see them. They're our children, ours. We brought them into this world, we love them, we've raised them, and we want to be there for ours. You have no right to keep them from us." Interesting that you speak of your right to have the children rather than your responsibilities and duties to them. Vernon notes in an ominous tone. Still, you're right. You have the right to at least know how they're doing, if nothing else. "We deserve more than that," Jate Barley snaps. "Maybe, but we haven't established any visitation rules currently. It's almost like there's a reputation for kidnapping or something," he says pointedly, then he sighs. "However, so long as you remain in good standing to the Duke Guran, I will bring you to them at least once a week to check up on them. Until there's official say-so by actual professionals on the subject, I won't do more than that, but you will be able to see them." "How are they?" Jate Barless asks. "You're Jate's mother, right?" he asks, and she looks up. "I've only observed through the forest. I don't want to scare them, but they're doing fine. They're a little rattled, though, as your son saw bits of what I had to do to get you to stop fighting, and that spread pretty quickly." "You scared them," she demands. "Not on purpose, and I scared them as I was trying to stop you from committing a crime. If you had turned back or even tried to talk to me or yell at me or anything but attack the Harkle that day, then the children wouldn't have gotten scared about anything," he says. "Excuse me?" While the term normally has more to do with sex, it takes two to tango, sweetheart. If you walked away at any moment, you would have spared yourself and your children. You're pinning it on me. Why not? But do remember this, and remember it very, very well. Your children can see what the sorcerers are doing. If you try to fight the barley again, they will see it, and they will know with no uncertainty that you chose to fight over being a parent," Meowing says sternly, and there's an almost deafening silence from the Harkle woman. I'll bring that to the others. I am sorry, but the fighting cannot continue. It ends one way or another, and I'd rather it end on a more pleasant note.